What I am going to talk about is we're going to talk about a strategy called baseline strategy. Now this one strategy, okay, I want you to know that you're going to be able to immediately implement once you leave here, and it's going to benefit you for the rest of your life. In fact, this one strategy, if you implement it over the next 24 to 48 hours, you're going to see a dramatic increase in your sales and your business. Who in here would like to see an increase in their sales and in their business? Fantastic. The next thing is I'm going to share with you 5 of my best lead generating ideas, and I'm not talking from theory. These are ideas that I implement over and over and over again to generate a constant influx of leads. In fact, the very last idea is I'm going to share with you a referral system that I've implemented over the last 45 days to bring in a total of 285 referrals. Who in here wants more referrals? Okay, fantastic. Let's hop into it. So baseline strategy. Everybody in here has a baseline in terms of the results that they're producing on a regular basis. Some of you measure your results in terms of commissions earned, others in terms of sales generated. If you're in the mortgage, new listings. If you're in the real estate business, escrows closed, etc., etc., etc. However you measure results is whatever it is. So let's take commissions earned. And let's say that you earn $5,000 a month in commissions. So your baseline would be $5,000. The other part of your baseline would be every single thing that you did to create the $5,000. The phone calls you made, the appointments that you ran, the goal setting, time management skills, it's everything. The strategy for this is to sit down and make a list of every single thing you did to accomplish the $5,000. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple things. Number one is we're going to add something to our baseline. Our brains are designed to answer any question that we ask it. And so one of the things that I want to encourage you to do over the next 24, 48 hours, and I promise you if you do this one exercise, it's going to make all the difference in the world, is sit down for about an hour, uninterrupted, turn the cell phone off, and ask yourself this one question. Looking at your baseline, what is one thing that I can add that I'm currently not doing to my baseline to get a better result? The other thing is take a look at what you're doing and go, hey, what is not working? What have I been doing over and over and over again? And I continue to do it because, this is something I love to do, but it's not producing a result. Subtract that from your baseline. Next is modify. What is this something that you're doing right now that if you, through coaching, through working with somebody else who's successful in your industry, that if you counseled with them, you can modify and improve. But here's the bottom line. The key to this strategy working for you is consistency. Okay? Who in here struggles with consistency? Okay? Who in here would like to know how to implement this consistently over and over and over and over again until you get a result? Here's what you do. Before the sun goes down tonight, I want you to go to your calendar. I want you to put an appointment with yourself every quarter that you're going to sit down and you're going to run this baseline strategy. Who in here thinks that would be a good idea? Mm-hmm. Who in here is going to sit down and put it in their calendar every quarter? They're going to sit down and run this baseline strategy. Fantastic. I promise you this one idea, if you implement it, it's going to make a dramatic impact in your sales and your business. Not only that, but you're going to have the skill set for the rest of your life. Next, I want to talk about lead generation. Now, I had to whittle it down to my 5 top lead generation strategies. And so, the cool thing is every single person in this room can walk out of this meeting today and implement what I'm talking about right now and have as many leads as you want on a regular basis and for the rest of your life. Who in here wants more leads? Mm-hmm. Good. The number one way to generate leads that I'm aware of is called POI. And POI write that down in your notes. POI stands for Person of Influence. Everybody in here has a network. Everybody you know, whether it be your kids, your relatives, family members, business associates, everybody has a network of people that they know and they have influence over. But here's the key. Not everyone is a POI for you. A POI is somebody that has a high percentage of your target market inside of their network. And the strategy is this. Sit down and make a list of every single person you know that has a high percentage of your target market inside of their network. And then here's the magic move, and here's where most people fail. Is our brains, again, is designed to answer any question we ask it. And so here's the big question. Write this down. Ask yourself, what do I have of value that I can add to your network, that I can add to your business, that would influence you to give me access to your network? I'll give you an example. Who in here is familiar with Starbucks? Right? Yeah, exactly. I got a Starbucks cup right here. So Starbucks, does anybody understand that in the Sacramento area there was, at one time, there was no Starbucks? Does anybody realize that except for me? Right? It was Java City. And I was so upset when Starbucks came online because Java City had the best Irish cream coffee on the planet. Starbucks showed up on the scene. I'm like, what is this Starbucks? They went and tried it out, and it's like, it's not even flavored coffee. But yet they're the largest dominant global brand on the market today. How did they use it? They implemented this strategy. They went to Barnes & Nobles. They said, hey, Barnes & Nobles, you have a high percentage of our target market inside your network and vice versa. Why don't we do a joint venture together? Let's put one Starbucks store inside of Barnes & Nobles. And let's just see how it goes. And so they did that. And the rest is history. That one move gave Starbucks instant access to 500 Barnes & Nobles. Now you see Starbucks everywhere. They've just taken that strategy and they've duplicated it over and over and over and over again. So here's the assignment. Sit down over the next 24 hours and write out at least 10 people you may or may not know. You may or may not have a relationship with. Right? So if you're in real estate, insurance is a good POI, mortgage broker is a good POI, CPA, really good POI, health and wellness, doctor's offices, chiropractors. And then here's an advanced strategy, POI squared. Right? So if you're in the health and wellness industry and your target market is a doctor's office, do you know that there are IT companies, get this right, there are IT companies out there that their specific target market are doctor's offices. Right? And you would never think to network with somebody like that. Okay? Reciprocal referral relationships, the next strategy. This is very simple. It's where I give you a lead, you give me a lead. We've all had these conversations with people. You know what, Sean? I like you a lot. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to give you a lead. You give me a lead. And then what happens? Nothing happens. Right? Because you're going to wait for me to make the first move. Right? However, if you take an intention of saying, hey, I'm going to develop 5 to 10 people that I'm going to specifically focus on, and then put it in your calendar and say, hey, I'm going to sit down with you at a set time every single month and give you 5 high-quality leads, and in return, I want the same in return. Okay? If you're not doing that, I highly recommend you do that. I picked up a $75,000 contract last year by this one strategy alone. Next is follow your money. This is one of my favorite because every single person in here can implement this right after this meeting. And here's what you do. Sit down and write out every single person you have paid money to in the past, that you currently pay money to right now, or that you're going to pay money to in the future that you're a prospect of theirs right now. Why you do that? Why? You already have a relationship with them. You already paid them money. They may or may not be a prospect for you. But if we go back to the POI strategy, somebody that you're paying money to right now might be a prospect for you. Somebody I'm paying money to might be a prospect for you. So I did this. I implemented this. We had Quality First do our roof on our home. So I made a list, contacted Gary over there. I said, Gary, John Pyron, I speak to sales teams, train them all day long. He had me speak in front of his 48 salespeople. okay? I walked out of there with a check for $10,000 because 34 people bought. Why? Because I made a list of people that I paid money to. Next is webinars and conference calls. If you're not doing webinars and conference calls, I'm going to give you a big reason to do webinars and conference calls, and it's this. Every single person in this room has something to offer someone. Think about that. Every single person in this room can teach somebody something of value. We all have unique experiences. And so think, over the next 72 hours, sit down and think about, okay, what is one thing that I do better than 90% of the rest of the world? See, our brains are designed to answer any question we ask it, right? Sit down and think about that. And if you don't know how to do a webinar or conference call, get some coaching. Hit me on the app. One of the things in all of uLink is every uLink member is entitled to a free coaching session from me. No strings attached. Okay? If you find someone, but webinars and conference calls are a dramatic way to get leads over and over and over and over again. Last and the most exciting is I'm going to give you a referral system. Who in here has a referral system running right now? Who in here has 2? 3? Nobody. I want to encourage you to get 4. Okay, big stretch, 4. Teach people to get 4 referral systems. One of my favorite ones, and this produces referrals every single time I use it, I get referrals. And it comes on with this. On your notes here, I want you to write down a couple of things. Number 1, I use a form. Okay, so hand out a form. If you want the soft copy of this form and the script that I'm getting ready to do, okay, feel free to email me. Okay? This system right here has generated thousands and thousands of referrals for me over the 23 years I've been doing this. Okay? And basically you modify the form to you. So memory joggers, your industries that you're after, people that you're after. Put a place for them to get referrals, the information for where they can put their information. And then the system is this, hand out the form. Give them a form and say, and then educate them. Educate them on what a good quality referral for you is. So if I'm sitting down with Mark, I would say, Mark, it's a great meeting with you today, and here's the cool thing, let me sidetrack real quick. You can ask for referrals at any step of the process. Most people think that they have to have a customer and do a great job before they can ask for a referral. No, you can ask for referrals at any step in the sales process. So if I was sitting down with you, Mark, and I would say, Mark, a good referral for me would be any sales team that has 6 or more salespeople anywhere in the continental United States. Or any salesperson or business owner that wants to dramatically impact and increase their sales. Then you want to give Mark I want to give Mark an incentive. Mark, if you would be willing to help me out with 3 or 4 referrals today, I'm going to give you Eric Lofholm's goal setting CD sets, $97. I'm going to give it to you for free. Then, and here's where most people fail. Ask. Simply ask. Okay? I promise you if you do this one step, I know it's hard, but this one step will make you a lot of money. Mark, how do you feel about giving me some referrals today?
Great.
Okay? Do this over and over and over again, and I promise you, you'll get a tremendous amount of referrals. This one system saved my bacon over those last 45 days. I got 285 referrals with this one system alone. Okay? So here's the assignment. Okay, at the very bottom of your note sheet. Take time to sit down. I gave you 5. Think of 5 other ways that you can generate leads. And they need to be a system, something that you can do over and over and over and over again. If you need any help with this, I'm on the app. Okay? You can get a hold of me, just go to the app, refer yourself to me. I'll be more than happy to give you a free coaching session. Okay? You guys have been a great group. Any questions at all?
You talked about offering an incentive for referral.
Uh-huh.
In my industry, it's illegal to do that. To say, I'm going to give you something if you give me a referral. Is there something else that could be a benefit that wouldn't be like a monetary thing?
So when they define illegal in your industry, what do they talk? Giving away a service, giving away
Giving away anything of monetary value.
giving away anything of monetary value.
That's pretty much for a lot, real estate, mortgage,
CPA as well.
also.
Okay, what about a free adjustment? What about a Starbucks gift, it can't have any monetary value, is that what you're saying? Simply ask, you know,
Okay.
do me a favor. You know what, one thing you can give them is a referral in return, okay? Because you don't know what the monetary value of that is.
Right, okay.
And so one of the things that I implemented this last year is I specifically sat down and I go, okay, how do I leverage my relationship with uLink? How do I monetize my relationship with uLink? How am I gonna make this of value so I stay here, okay? One of the things I determine is prior to each uLink meeting, I sit down and I specifically pick somebody in uLink that I'm gonna refer something to them. Because see, we all get busy. We all get busy, we all have lives. And if we never make an intention to do something, we never get it done. And so I was setting uLink for 8, 9 months. Gave out 0 referrals. Because magically one day I'm gonna think about somebody that's a referral for you, Kathy, and I'm just gonna magically refer it, right? No. What I find for me I have to do is I have to set an intention that, hey, I'm going to sit down and focus and go, because of the amount of sales I do, because of the amount of activity all of us do in our business, there are people that you run across that somebody in uLink could add value to their lives. Okay? So that's what I would say. If you want a referral, think of something. See, our brains are designed to answer the question we ask it, right? What of value could I add to someone in exchange for referrals that has no monetary value?